My dear entrepreneurs and viewers, are your budget confusions chronic? Do not panic. This is Nammakudla Union Budget 2026 Clinic. Here we will present you Karnataka Bank Union Budget Tonic. I am CA S. Nayak. Dear viewers, you are all welcome to the 356th episode of Business Tonic, Decoding Union Budget 2026 and its impact on Indian economy. We all know on February 1st every year, even including this year, even being the Sunday, the budget has been presented by the finance minister in Lok Sabha. We should be proud that consecutively 9th time our finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman has presented the union budget, and this time budget size is 53.47 lakh crore, nearly 6 to 7% higher than the 2025-26 budget. There are lot of takeaways in this budget, but many people are under the impression that nothing is there in the budget because they have not gone into the depth of the budget. There is a beautiful saying, don't judge the book by its cover, read the content. Without going through the proper content and intent of the government, we should not give any comments. Normally when budget is presented in the parliament, ruling party members, they always welcome the budget by cheers, whereas opposition parties, they always oppose the budget, whatever may be the fine prints and good contents in that budget. That is very sad state of affairs, especially in the recent past for the last 12 years. To avoid this confusion for the viewers, we in Nammakudla, we want to give the unbiased opinion, what are the pros and cons of the budget. That's why we always invite resource persons, those who are expert in the field of economy, banking, MSMEs, tax, etc. This show is free from all the biases. No political discussions are discussed here. With this small note, I welcome all our viewers to our 356th episode of Business Tonic, Decoding Union Budget 2026 and its impact on Indian economy. We have the tradition of recognizing or wishing the special events of every week, and we are all proud that today being Mahashivaratri, across the globe Mahashivaratri is being celebrated in a grand manner. There is a beautiful saying in Sanskrit, Alankara Priyo Vishnuhu, Abhisheka Priya Shivaha, Namaskara Priyo Bhaduhu, Brahmanaha Bhojana Priyaha. अर्थात Alankara priyo Vishnu. Vishnu likes always decor, that is alankara. Abhisheka priya Shivaha. Shiva likes Abhisheka. Today, all bhaktas, they visit all Shiva temples and pray Shiva by making Rudrabhisheka, which is most priya for Shiva. So they conduct Rudrabhisheka in almost all Shiva temples, and today being Mahashivaratri, that is Magha Masa, Krishna Paksha Trayodashi, most auspicious day. The entire night Mahashivaratri is being celebrated with the Bilvarchana, Abhisheka, Upavasa Vrata, bhajans and lot of other Samskritika, Adhyatmika events. So in Coimbatore also Sadguru Ashram, Mahayogi, they are also in a grand way, full night Mahashivaratri will be celebrated today, and there are 12 Jyotirlingas of Lord Shiva in India. We are all proud that all 12 Jyotirlingas, they are very powerful. They are, what we can say, that decoring our country with Adhyatmic outlook. Somanatha in Gujarat, Mallikarjuna in Srishailam, Omkareshwara in Madhya Pradesh, Vaidyanath in Jharkhand, Bhima Shankar in Maharashtra, Rameshwaram in Tamil Nadu, Nageshwar in Dwaraka, Kashi Vishwanath, that is Varanasi, Kedarnath in Uttarakhand, and Krishneshwar in Maharashtra. All these 12 Jyotirlingas are most Sanatana in our Hinduism, and all of us conduct Tirtha Yatra to all these places, and we take the divine blessings of all these 12 Jyotirlingas and Lord Shiva. Tatpurushaya Vibhyahe Mahadevaya Dhimahi Tanno Rudraha Prachodayat. May Lord Shiva bless all of us with good health, wealth, prosperity, happiness and peace, and I wish all our viewers happy Shivaratri. Before commencing our program, let us start with 5 Shiva Panchakshari mantra and start this event by divine grace of Lord Shiva. Let us start. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Let us have the gracious blessings of Lord Shiva and start the program. In this budget, we can have lot of takeaways because it is long term gain without short term pain budget. We are very proud. There is a long term gain without any short term pain. Moreover, this budget is Yuva Shakti driven budget. Lot of takeaways, lot of announcements are there for youth. See, in India, more than 65% of the people, they are below the age of 35. Ours is a very young country. We have to reap the benefits, that is demographic dividend, and this budget paves the way of development of India, and we are going towards the path of Viksit Bharat. So, we are very proud that this budget has given lot of boost for various sectors, and in the last budget there were 4 pillars of the budget, that is poor, Annadata, women and youth. In this budget there are 6 pillars. The 6th pillars of the budget are manufacturing, legacy clusters, MSMEs, infrastructure, energy security and city economic regions. So, all round development initiatives have been taken place in this budget. There is a beautiful saying of Chanakya, Arthasya moolam dharmaha, dharmasya moolam arthaha, arthe dharmaha samahitaha, dharme arthaha pratishtitaha. What a beautiful saying. That is, Arthasya moolam dharmaha, that means the root of money, that is dravya or wealth, is the root of dharma is artha, that is wealth or money. Dharmasya moolam arthaha, the root of dharma also is money. Okay? Arthe dharmaha samayitaha, dharme arthaha pratishtitaha. The meaning is the roots of dharma and money or wealth, when interconnect each other, the life will be meaningful. That is the beauty of this Subhashita Chanakya Niti. It is said. So, every budget they discuss about countries. It is Artha Shastra of our nation. Budget is income and expenditure or receipt and payment of a particular year. It is a projected balance sheet. Before presenting the budget, previous day there is a system of presenting economic survey, but this year we should applaud the effort of our V. Ananta Nageshwaran, Chief Economic Advisor, and our Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman for presenting this economic survey 3 days in advance, that is on 29th January itself. The economic survey consists of 732 pages. Most of the people, they don't study much about this economic survey, but the beautiful, in the preface, Shri Ananta Nageshwaran, Chief Economic Advisor, he has mentioned beautifully one Yama's message in Kathopanishad. What is that message? See, this is for all of us citizens of India. Shreyascha preyascha manushya metastau samparitya vivinakti dhiraha shreyohi dhirobi shreyaso preyaso vranite preyo mando yogakshemat vraniyate. Very difficult but very meaningful. Shreyascha preyascha manushya metastau samparitya vivinakti dhiraha. It is a beautifully said. Every moment it asks us to choose between Shreya. Shreya means enduring good. Preya, that means fleeting comfort. The mature mind always chooses Shreya, whereas the immature mind settles for Preya. Let us not settle for Preya. Let us always crave for Shreya. In other words, the country stands to gain immensely when all of us embrace delayed gratification. ಮದ್ದು ಮಾಡಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಎದ್ದು ಬರಲಾಗದು. It takes lot of time. All these initiatives will take time. With this small note, I would like to introduce our Trimurtis of today, experts, and we are very proud to invite them again and again because their knowledge is timeless and their knowledge is powerful. First of all, let me invite C.A. D.B. Mehta. He is an economic expert. He has completed BCom from Mumbai University with the first rank, and he has completed his chartered accountancy course at the young age of 21 years. Then he has done cost and management accountancy, that is ACMA, in 1988 itself. Then he has done LLB General from Mumbai University. Then he has completed and passed our most prestigious exam of India, that is IRS. He joined Indirect Taxes Department and served there for a decade and put his papers to venture into his own venture, Allegro Venture. Now he has done lot of achievements in his real estate sector and in stock markets, as well as many more businesses he has thrilled. To add feather to his cap, he has been elected as President-elect Credai Karnataka. With this small note, I welcome C.A. D.B. Mehta to our show. We have genius person in the board of Karnataka Bank. He is an independent director in Karnataka Bank, and he is none other than most popular and most scholastic and guru for many chartered accountants, none other than C.A. Guru Raja Acharya. He hails from Temple Town, Udupi, and he was brought up in Iron City, Ballari, and now he is practicing in the knowledge city, Bengaluru. So he also bagged many ranks, become first rank, then CA intermediate 21st rank all India level, CA final 10th rank all India level, ICWA, that is first rank in intermediate and third rank in national level, and he has many credits to his professional accomplishments, since he has appeared several times in our business tonic. All of our viewers, they are most fond of C.A.K. Guru Raja Acharya, and he is banking and tax expert and also expert in MSME also. On behalf of all our viewers, I invite C.A.K. Guru Raja Acharya to our this prestigious Union Budget show. We have with us scholastic personality and man with a vision and man with action also, Rajesh Rao M. He has nearly 3 decades of experience by working in prestigious Canara Bank and most of his time in credit department. So he has completed his BCom and CIIB, and he was All India 5th rank holder in BSRB exam and All India topper in Canara Bank officers exam in 2001. He has worked in various capacities in branches and credit departments and regional and circle offices of Canara Bank, and he has appeared several times on the topics union budget, state budget, MSME, economy, and investment and all other many more matters, and he has written many letters to PM Modi ji offering various suggestions on Indian economy, government policies and MSMEs, and most of his suggestions are implemented also, and he is a prolific speaker with the long term vision on India's dream to become number one, that is Vishwa Guru in the world. Shri Rajesh Rao M, you are welcome to our prestigious Karnataka Bank Business Tonic Union Budget 2026 show. You are most welcome. Let us start from CA DB Mehta. This budget, many people say that nothing is there. Maybe because of the budget speech is only 1 hour 25 minutes, and existing schemes which have been continued, it was not spoken in the budget speech. Of course, only some policy matters and some announcements have been made. So, what is your opinion about Union Budget 2026? Is the opinion of many people that nothing is there in the budget is correct, or there is something or lot of things?
See, there was a mini budget which was presented in September by reducing GST drastically. And even if you recall, income tax limit was increased from 7 lakhs to 12 lakhs with complete exemption and nil tax. The IT exemption which Indians enjoy, if you compare even with global standards, is higher. Because if you go to USA, the basic exemption for a family is only $12,000. In Indian currency, it comes to 11 lakhs. Whereas in India, per individual is 12 lakhs, plus if you are a salaried person, 75,000 further exemption, plus if you are an investor in the equity market, you can every year plan and claim 1 lakh long-term capital gains exemption also. So, the exemption which India enjoys is much higher than even in the global standards. This budget has focus on 3-4 aspects which indirectly benefits the youth and the job market. The focus of this budget is A, manufacturing. Manufacturing will create more and more jobs. Manufacturing not only from the private capital, but also from the public capital, that is government sponsored schemes, and through FDI. The second focus of this budget is because of the geopolitical situation, energy security, forex stability, and competing in the global trade with lot of trade barriers being removed through signing of FTA. So, all the FTAs are outside the budget. None of the FTA will be part of the budget. The third aspect of this budget is to focus more and more the weaker section of the society, women, children, scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and the disadvantaged. If you look at the centrally sponsored scheme, 17% more allocation has happened, is almost 8 lakh crores. If you look at these 5 segments which I just mentioned, compared to the previous budget, 22% more allocation has happened. So, the focus of the government is very clear, that take the weaker section of the society along with the growth and the development. So, I feel this is a very good budget and it takes care of everybody.
Okay. So, it means it is an inclusive budget.
It's an inclusive budget.
Okay. CAK Gururaja Acharya. See, this is the first budget presented in Kartavya Bhavan. So, they have mentioned about 3 Kartavyas, that is for long term, it is a long term vision. Can you just brief about this long term vision of the government?
Yeah, I can only tell. Thank you, Barak, for inviting me for this annual feature. And this is the 356th episode of Business Tonic. I would like to just
Thanks to Karnataka Bank also, with supporting our events.
I know, but 356 episodes cannot be done by Karnataka Bank alone. It needs a visionary and an action person in Nayak. I was just thinking, before this income tax or the finance bill, last year in August, we came out with a new Income Tax Act 2025. You have done 356 episodes, and in the new Income Tax Act, there are 536 sections. Just interpolate. And you were talking about no changes in this particular budget, nothing interesting, very small and sweet. Let me tell you that in this budget, the budget speech was 61 pages. One should not take a view just by reading the budget speech, but if you have to get inside the budget and the documents, there will be 914 pages. 914 pages of key features of the budget, the receipt, expenditure, the fiscal policy, and the finance bill. So in the finance bill, let me tell you, there are 144 clauses. Very interestingly, this particular budget has amended not only the Income Tax Act of 1961, but has also amended the 2025 Act, which is yet to take birth. The Income Tax Act of 2025 will come into being 1st of April 2025, 26, 1st April 26. So what they prepared in August, they have already amended in February, which will take effect on 4 2025. There are about 87 changes done in 2025 Act and 23 amendments in 1961 Act. What it goes on to say that the government is very receptive of any changes that are required to make. See, please understand, income tax and for that matter, any finance related acts should be highly dynamic, evolving, listen to the business. You were talking about Nirmala Madam presenting 9 budgets. What I have noticed over a period of 9 years, in the initial stages, the government was only acting like, I am telling you do. But of late, we have seen that the government is also listening and making the necessary corrections. So, lot of changes have happened in this budget. Of course, they have done it as a Kartavya Marg and 3 wonderful Kartavyas they have told the focus. But I would like to say the entire finance bill or the budget itself is considering the ease of living. Earlier, if you remember, they were talking of ease of doing business. It is not only for doing business, but for living itself, ease of living. Lot of relaxations have been done. There have been lot of relaxations given in the Income Tax Act, or for that matter, customs and GST also, where they have relaxed the penalty and prosecution provisions, and they have given relaxations in the corporate tax rates. Like Mr. Mehta said, in the last budget itself, they have increased the exemption limit from 7 lakhs to 12 lakhs. Now, ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಇನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾಯಕರೇ ಭಿನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಬಾಯೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ. ಇನ್ನೇನು ಪುರಂದರದಾಸರು ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆಂಟಿ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್. Please understand, paying tax is every man's right. I mean, every man's duty. It's a duty to pay taxes if you have earned well. So, ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, so this particular budget is very, very long-sighted and considering the feedback that is given by the various associations, institutes, and the Chamber of Commerce.
Okay. There is you told taxes collection. This government is strictly following, I think, Chanakya Niti. Yatha alpa gravithavyo वार्यको वस्य षट्पदाः तथा अल्प ग्रहीतव्यं राष्ट्रात् राज्ञाब्धिकः करः. What a beautiful saying by Kautilya in Arthashastra. यथा अल्प ग्रहीतव्यो वार्यको वत्स षट्पदाः. That means honeybees, how they collect nectars from various flowers. They collect only few drops from each flower, and neither flower gets damaged nor bee will not be having anything. It will be all flowers get pollinated and we bear the fruits from it. And government also will be full of, like a honey comb full of honey, government will be, its treasury will be also full. So this is a win-win situation for both government as well as taxpayers. What is your opinion about recent changes in GST 2.0, income tax relaxation, and when compared to other economies of the world, how India has been collecting taxes? Is this on higher side or reasonable?
See, the income tax payers, about 10 years back, it was around 2 crores they say. So now it is around 9 crores.
Correct.
Filers, not payers. So
In
payers
spite
are
of that, personal taxes has been overtaken. Corporate taxes, whatever they pay, personal taxes is much more than corporate taxes.
Earlier the corporate tax was more than the
Correct.
but the payers are only 1.8 crores. Okay. Out of that, the first creamy, around 500 people pay around 60 to 70% of the total taxes. So this is the story of our income tax collections. Regarding the GST, after the relaxations have been made into 2 slabs, I think there is no more scope for further relaxation in the future also. So on both accounts, on the corporate level, on the income individual level, as well as on the public level, on the GST level, now I think we have reached a saturation point. Henceforth in future we cannot expect that kind of reduction or escalation. This trend, this level of tax collections may remain as it is, I mean stagnant for some time. That is one observation. Second thing, there is a scope for improvement also. Because of so many policies announced in this budget, which are having a large scale impact.
Employment generation, infra push,
and FDI
inflow.
And so many FTAs. For example, FTAs, if you study the FTAs are going to be the turning point of our Indian economy for the future. The 2047, what we call dream of Viksit Bharat, that is possible only now if you see only through FTAs. For the reason that yesterday I had made a small analysis of the FTAs which the government has signed so far. In the last 6 years, it has signed over 8 to 9 FTAs. But the number of countries which have been covered is 43 countries, all developed economies. Another 21 are in pipeline. The total GDP contribution from these 64 countries are $85 trillion, which is nearly 80% of the global GDP of 113 trillion. That means we are, except China, we are covering almost 95% of the countries, I mean GDP wise. So that is going to change the entire complexion of the Indian economy for the next 20 years.
That is a game changer.
That is a game changer. Okay. FTAs are the game changers for the Indian economy in future.
Okay. Now this share market, and so much initiatives have been announced. Why share market fell? Maybe because of STT increase. What is the reason? Can you just to make
STT increase
only on futures and
on
options.
futures, so that is not, it is only a temporary one-day reaction.
Okay.
But the markets are in a downward swing for a simple reason that there is a huge geopolitical risk. Global investors don't particularly like political uncertainty globally, and money flows towards the developed economies from developing economies. So if you have noticed, not only post budget, but 6 months prior to the budget, FIIs month after month, there's a outflow of funds from the Indian stock market. So that's a normal economic cycle which all markets go through. So if you have noticed, the developed markets like European markets and the American markets, they have given a positive returns in the last 1 year, but developing economy has given a negative return, barring like now China, we have to club with the developed economy. China has also given a positive return. So it's a global trend which has nothing to do with the budget or Indian economy. So let's be very clear about it. We should also know that the markets have given more than 100% returns in the last 3 years. So there has to be
But
some
last
profit
year it
booking.
is flat.
Yeah, so last year has been flat primarily because of FII selling, and what we call this phase is a time correction. When markets run up too fast in a short period, then market goes in a time correction. So value wise it may just correct maybe by 10% thereabout, but it will languish in this range for maybe a year more. So it's called a time correction. Once the time correction phase is over, automatically new investments come in, and how all these FTAs and the global uncertainty plays out, based on that market will take a new move forward.
Okay. We have one caller, let us attend. Hello.
Hello.
Who's
Sir,
speaking?
good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, who's speaking?
Yeah. Good morning, sir. Vinod here from Mysore.
Vinod from Mysore, please.
Yeah. First of all, Mahashivratri wishes to all, to Nayak sir and all the panelists.
Thank you. Wish you also Mahashivaratri. May Lord Shiva bless you and your family for health, wealth, happiness, prosperity and peace in life.
Yeah, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your wishes and blessings, sir. Yes,
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Coming to the topic, with respect to the session, whatever it's going on. So, what I want to know is, first of all, every year budget happens from the country perspective.
Correct.
The finance minister presents the budget, and budget they will announce.
Correct.
Whatever the kind of the budget session related things and for the country people.
Correct.
So now I want to know, every year the budget happens, and it some people, or I can say the party people or the other people tell that this budget is good, and some others say that it's a very bad budget, it's not good for common man.
Correct.
Why this a kind of a unsatisfaction in every budget? There is nothing for common man. There is nothing for common man. That is being propagated. Is it really that way the budget goes on? And why that dissatisfaction exists in many of the common man people, I can say middle class people, it's not that much helpful. And again, our tax slabs has been increased, that way that perception is carrying on. How the government should address so that this perception changes, and also it boosts for the country's economy. This is the first question. And the second one is, in the budget session, the defense budget will be allocated very heavily, and it increases. Yes, it's needed for a country's security point of view, and covering the other aspects. Then why there are no employment is being more generated in defense area? And when the budget goes this way, then I think the employment also has to be generated in that sector. That helps the common man or the country people. Yes, this is helpful budget and everywhere. And how this budget every year, the progress, how it is being measured, sir. Not only from the country point of view, we should think of our common man people now. They also should tell, yes, the project is progressing really well every year. So can you just give me some inputs on all these 3 points, sir?
Very nice question by our Vinod. We will ask one by one. First of all, C.A. Gururaja Acharya. There is an unsatisfaction in every budget that for poor and middle class nothing is there. Why this satisfaction is not there for people?
I would say, like what you said, Naik, at the beginning, that the opposition always opposes and
Shreya
the
and
party
Preya.
always cheers.
Ah.
Okay? So having said that, budget is a macro level document. We'll have to see what is in it for me. Some people may say that if a particular tax has been levied, then it is not good. But if the tax collected is actually spent for a greater good,
Correct.
then I think the people at large should be feeling happy. So this is not a budget, is a document which is considering the overall 140 crore population and not take into account one A, B or C. We should understand this. Maybe some, like what you said, the government has to collect from the 1% and give it to 10%. So that 1% will definitely be feeling bad. But if the 10 people are feeling good, I think we'll have to go by the general satisfaction rather than the particular. Having said that, I would rate this budget as a good budget. Okay, again, I am not for any particular party. We'll have to look into the overall situation. We already talked about it. Which government or which country exempts up to 12 lakhs 12.75 lakhs for a salaried person income tax. It was a great boost. The GST last time, what was 4 slabs, 5%, 12%, 18%, and 28%, has been reduced to only 2 slabs of 5% and 18%.
18%.
So, and in the process, the government, last time I was seeing the budget estimate, they had estimated about 11.78 lakh crores from GST collection. The revised estimate is reduced to 10.46 lakhs crores because they corrected it somewhere around Deepavali. The effect of the reduced GST for the next financial year, budget estimate 26-27, is further reduced from 10.46 lakhs crores to 10.19 lakh crore. So the government is getting less from the GST collections overall. Very rarely budget inflows are reduced. This is one particular case where the government has taken a beating. But what they have tried to do is to boost the economy so that the GST saved from the consumer's perspective is spent more, leading to overall growth. In fact, that is what in the GDP they have told that there will be a 10% growth in the GDP, maybe 7% in real terms, 3% inflation or so. And if you look at the income tax collection, you are talking about the income tax is going to fetch you somewhere around 15 lakh crore. Let me tell you that the total income tax from the Income Tax Act to 1961 or 2025, what we were talking about, the total taxes that is going to be collected last year, I mean the current year, if you say in this year, they're revising the estimate to 24.2 lakh crore. Originally estimated at 25.2 lakh crore. It came down by 1 lakh crore. But next year, they're estimating it to be 27 lakh crores, which is an increase of 11%. So what I'm saying is the GST is down by 3% in the next year, but the overall income in the hands of the people are going up, because of which income tax is increased by 11%. So what we need to see in the budget, is there an overall growth in GDP? The answer is yes. Is there an overall growth? I mean, GDP is nothing but the sum total of the income in the hands of all of us, 140 crore people.
Yes.
Which is there by virtue of saying that there is an increased income tax collection. And lastly, there is no burden on the future, because if the fiscal deficit goes up, I am living out of the income of the future generation, which happens through the current borrowings. One will be surprised to say, out of the, you have been showing slides where the rupee comes, where the rupee goes. Out of this 53.47 lakh crores, 20%, the highest amount of expenditure is towards interest on borrowings.
Payment. 11% for defense.
And and the defense I was seeing is about 6 lakh crores, 6 lakh crores, which is, if you consider as a percentage of 53.47, it comes to 11%. So you see the defense is 11%, interest is 20%. So if the government's borrowing comes down, which is a reflection of the fiscal deficit, I think we should say thumbs up.
Okay. Our CA DB Mehta, he has asked one most relevant question. How the progress of the budget is measured? What are the yardsticks? Normally in economic survey, the report card will be announced by the chief economic advisor. What is the progress card of last budget? Can you just, because one more thing I want to make a mention. Originally the budget size in 2025 budget was 50.65 lakh crore. It has been revised downward to 49.6. 1 lakh crore they have spent less. Before answering this, let us attend the call of Ramarao. He is waiting. Ramrairige namaskara.
Hello.
Namaskara. Hello, namaskara. Matadi. ಹಲೋ ಹಲೋ ಲೈನ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಹಲೋ ಹಲೋ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಾಲ್, ದೆನ್ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್. ನೌ ಮೈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್.
See, budget is nothing but a statement of accounts of the previous year with revised estimates vis-a-vis budget and a futuristic statement. So, budget cannot get into the qualitative progress of the country. Qualitative progress is done by the economic survey along with the numbers. So, budget does not get into the qualitative, where we have reached or what we have done.
Correct. What is the progress card?
Yeah. So, what budget does is, it gives direction to the nation in which way we are going and how we are going to handle the economic growth through various schemes, through various policy statements, to reforms in income tax act or rationalization of indirect taxes and creating an environment for capital generation, both public and private, as well as through FDI. So, budget is a summary of all these actions which the government takes. In the past, all the actions were covered under the budget, but nowadays there is a trend that mini budgets keep coming, various policies keep getting announced, various reform policies also keep getting announced throughout the year. So, it is not only in the budget document that everything is combined. Now, you had asked one previous question about that 1 lakh crore less expenditure. Basically, on three expenses, there has been a huge cut compared to the budgeted expenditure. One is Jal Shakti, where I think some 99,000 crores was budgeted and some 42,000 crore was spent. So, around 50,000 crores was spent less.
Why it is?
Because of the Jal Nigam and various other
state contribution.
Yeah. So, that was one issue. Second was the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana for urban. Again, there are 45,000 crores less expenditure. The third was communication under the broad category of communication, where 30,000 crore was spent less. So, almost only in these three headings, 1,30,000 crores was saved or spent less by the government. The outlier was the defense, where the expenses were much higher than the budgeted expenditure due to Operation Sindoor. So, government has not cut down on any of the capital investment. There is no cut down on any of the centrally sponsored schemes other than these three segments which I have mentioned. There is no cut down on the subsidies. In fact, subsidies have gone up by 40,000 crores than the budgeted. So, government has spent more on the subsidies. So, overall 1 lakh crore less spent has not affected the common man on the street, because specific segments only has been delayed.
There are a lot of central state coordinations. Unless
Those
state
issues
also
are there.
contribute, they can also
Yeah.
can't put.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let us attend Ram Rao again. Hello.
Hello.
Namaskara.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ನಾ ರಾಮರಾವ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾರ ಚೌಕಿಂದ ಮಾತಾಡುದು ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಮಹಾಶಿವರಾತ್ರಿ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು.
Thank you.
ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, ವೆದರ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಮಿಸಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ 8 budgets of Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman were fulfilled. Next, while opening Seva Tirtha PM's office, Sri Narendra Modi has announced 4 new schemes. Sir, can you highlight those schemes? Next, our latest agreement with the USA, will it not affect our relationship with Russia? Next, according to Times of India dated 28th January, Industry Minister Piyush Goyal said that India gets unprecedented EU market access. What is your opinion? Next, there is a change in Bangladesh government, whether we can expect good relation with them. Next, now DMK government says that they will pay rupees 5,000 to all ladies. Now most of the states are giving donation in cash or kind. In a budget meeting talk arranged by Mangalore Productivity Council, Sri S.S. Nayak said that central budget is not an election budget. Ladies and poor people are affected by donation. ಪಟ್ಟಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವವರೆಲ್ಲ ವೋಟಿನ ದಿವಸ ಎಣ್ಣೆ ಹಚ್ಚಿಕೊಂಡು ತಲೆಸ್ನಾನ ಮಾಡಿ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಹಳ್ಳಿಯ ಜನರೆಲ್ಲ ವೋಟ್ ಹಾಕೋದು ಒಂದು ಹಬ್ಬ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಹೋಗಿ ವೋಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Okay. Ramarayaru, he has asked very relevant questions. Let us address all these questions one by one. Now Rajesh Rao. His question is, now Nirmala Sitharaman has presented now 9th consecutive budget. Whether all the promises made in 8 budgets have been fulfilled or not, or it is just an announcement.
Most of for the last 5 years, if you see, they were all policy budgets. All policies of a duration of 5 to 10 years, the implementation schedule. Even that our infrastructure pipeline project, it is for 5 to 10 years, it was 111 lakh crores. So every year, even in this budget also, it is all 5-year plans. The earlier 5-year plans were again repeated.
But this budget, see, litmus test is growth of the economy. India is the fastest growing economy in spite of all geopolitical turmoil across the globe. That is the litmus test. Second thing is increase in collection of taxes. Third thing is per capita income increase. Can you just throw light on that?
Unemployment has come down.
Okay.
The loans granted by banks, if you see, Mudra loans for example, they have increased. Now there are 55 crore people have been given loans.
Out of that 65% are women.
Then in what way the economy is disturbed, I cannot understand.
In spite of COVID-19 situation, we could bounce back.
And the new age industries, for example, the semiconductors, data centers, infrastructure, coastal area development, they are all increasing.
20
waterways, railways, 7 new railways, fast, 250 kilometer speed railways, high speed railways. So these are all contributing to the overall industrial corridors, east-west corridor, dedicated corridors, and rare earth minerals, rare earth magnet manufacturing corridors. These are all going to the backward states. For example, Orissa it is done, Orissa and some other states. All these infrastructure related and basic requirement for growth of industries. Such industries have been improved, are improving under this.
Moreover, that logistic cost, can you just throw light on that logistic cost?
See,
because export competitiveness is based on logistics cost.
See, let's look at the India government when it came in the year 2014. It identified high logistic cost as one of the biggest bottleneck for India's merchandise exports and the cost of goods. So if we can bring down the logistic cost, A, the inflation also within country comes under control, B, your exports become competitive. In 2014-15, our logistic cost was close to 15%.
Okay.
Globally, in developed countries, it was 6% then, it is 6% thereabout even now. So 6% has become a benchmark.
Now what
currently, in the last decade or so, with all the policies, with all these highways, railways, port developments, various other efficiencies, customs clearances,
introduction
warehousing,
of GST without
GST, so a lot of liberalization has happened. Now the cost has come down to 10%. So we are still 4% more expensive in terms of logistic cost compared to the developed world. And it's work in progress. I am 100% sure that a decade from now will come down to the global
if they implement, it will still come down.
It will still come down.
Okay. Now CAK Gururaja Acharya. See, it is a reform express budget, they say. What are the reforms they have undertaken in direct taxes? Can you just throw light on it?
Yeah, I think one of the best things that have happened to business is if there was a delay of payment of ESI and PF by one day, Nayak, that was a big problem. The ESI PF website does not work on the last day, and instead of paying on 15th, if it was paid on 16th, the entire expenditure for that particular heading would have been disallowed, and it would have become part of your income on which you have to pay tax. Actually, it's not your income. So this budget, after several representation, from 1/4/2026 onwards, although our plea was for the past also, because a lot of litigations are still there in the courts, that has not been taken up, but at least in future, the expenditure will be allowed if it is paid up to the due date of filing the income tax return.
Very nice.
The second, and most important change, there is no change in the income tax rates for individuals like what we said. But there has been a one great reduction in the tax rate for unexplained income. So for the benefit of the general public, let me tell you what is unexplained income, where I am not able to tell what is the nature and the source of that particular income. One may call it as a black money or whatever, but I don't call it as black money unless it is not at all shown to the income tax department. So what they said is, initially when the demonetization came in 2016-17, they had kept the rate at 60%. Now they have reduced it drastically to 30%. So if at all you're going to declare an income whose nature and source need not necessarily be explained, but as long as you're showing it in an income tax return and paying income taxes, 30% should be sufficient. However, if the income is not declared, then it becomes a black money. And then if the income tax department catches you, there will be a 120% penalty. And if you don't go for immunity, there will be a 200% penalty. So this is a good move overall from 60% to 30%. Then the third important thing is for corporates, minimum alternative tax. Minimum alternative tax was available under the old regime. Now this has been totally rationalized. They want all companies to shift, I call it as a nudge scheme, where they want the corporates to move from the old scheme to the new scheme. So what is told is, MAT, whenever when you're paying minimum alternative tax, what is minimum alternative tax? If your tax computed under the regular tax is lower than a percentage, which was earlier 15% of your book profit, then you will have to pay at least the minimum alternative tax, and the differential you could have gotten as a credit in future. Now two things have happened. One is they have reduced the minimum alternative tax, which is applicable only for the old scheme. For the new scheme, there is no concept of MAT. In the old scheme, they said 15% MAT will be reduced to 14%. And that is the reduction. But the red part or the stick part is that this credit will not be allowed to be carried forward.
But earlier, whatever accumulated, they can carry forward
And
for next 4 years.
Earlier accumulated credit also will not be allowed to be carried forward. So which means you have to shift to new scheme. If you shift to the new scheme, the credit accumulated under MAT so far will be allowed to be set off to the extent of 25% of the current year tax for the balance period of 15 years. So that is what they are shifting. So it's especially Nayak, for this, startups, 80 IASC benefits. Now they have to think whether I have to get this 80 IASC benefit, and because 80 IASC is not available under the new regime. So they have to now decide whether they have to stay in the old regime by paying MAT at 14%, not getting the credit, and getting the 80 IASC exemption, or to shift to the new regime without getting 80 IASC benefit. So this is a big challenge. But I would say most of the companies now have already shifted, and the balance, 20-30% of the companies which are still there under the old regime, because of this, majority will shift to the new regime.
If it is shifted to new regime, can't they go back to old regime?
They cannot. Once they shift, they can go back, but they cannot come back to the new regime at all. So they can come back once. So generally it is
only once reverse gear possible.
Once reverse gear is possible, which we would strongly advise against that. A couple of important changes again. If you have dividend income, and for earning the dividend income, if you have taken any loan, the interest on such loan will not be allowed as a deduction from your dividend income. Earlier, up to 20% of your dividend income, you could have claimed it as a deduction towards the interest that you paid on the loan you have taken for investing in the shares. So this is a blockage. One of the reason why the stock market fell, I could think of two important things. One is the STT going up, and the claim of interest expenditure coming down was taken badly by the stock market on the budget day. An interesting change which has happened is on the buyback. On the buyback of shares, earlier it was taxed in the hands of the receiver. Whenever you buy, when the company buys back and I receive the proceeds, the income was taxed as dividend income, and it was taxed at my maximum marginal rate. If I were to be at 30% or 37% with the surcharges, it would have been taxed at 37%. Now they have made a change in this budget, saying that buyback will be considered as capital gains in the hands of the recipient, and you pay 15%, that is 12.5% or 20%, depending on whether it is a long term or short term. Normally long term, because buybacks will happen for more than 1 year. That's in that context. However, if the person who is buying back, I mean the person who is selling under the buyback happens to be a promoter or a promoter company, for them, if it is a promoter, it will be at 30%, and if it is a promoter company, it will be taxed at 22%. It will be taxed as capital gains only. Then there are a lot of liberalization in TCS rates. There were different TCS rates, 1%, 2%, 5%, 10%, 20%, like that. Now all the tax collected at source has been rationalized at 2%. The only exception that I can think of where it is going to be different from 2% TCS.
We will discuss about TCS and TDS in a later part. Now let us take some small break. Viewers, let us have a small break के बाद I told all our viewers, you are all welcome to the show Decoding Union Budget 2026 and its impact on economy. We have 3 experts in the studio: CA DB Mehta, economic expert; CAK Gururaja Acharya, banking and tax expert; and Shri Rajesh Rao M, economic expert. You are all welcome to the show after the break. Now we are discussing about Reform Express budget. So what are all the reforms taken place in direct taxes? Few have been mentioned by Gururaj Acharya. Picture abhi bhi baki hai, only reel has been shown. We will discuss. Before that, Mr. Rajesh Rao, what are the other reforms in this budget have been taken place?
Firstly, large projects, I mean infrastructure projects, some guarantee cover was necessary by from the government. Banks were lending to the infrastructure projects, but guarantee was not there, whether because of the long gestation period and long delay in execution and all these things. So now what has happened is government has set up an infrastructure risk guarantee fund. So that is going to, it is giving guarantees to the lenders. That is the one thing in terms of infrastructure. Second thing is in agriculture sector, for example, there is again an infrastructure fund there. They have enhanced from 1 lakh crore to 2 lakh crores. That is again for investment in infrastructure and agriculture, like cold chains, warehouses.
Other than the capex which has been announced there, or it is inclusive of that 12.2?
This is extra. Then rural godowns, micro irrigation, fisheries. There 2 crore loans are given by banks, and they with the repayment period of 7 years. Interest is maximum cap is 9% interest, 3% with subvention. So no working capital limits are given, only term loans. So this facility is available to farmers, entrepreneurs, SHGs, FPOs, NGOs, societies, APMCs and startups. So in this way, the entire structure of agriculture funding for in infrastructure, rural infrastructure, that is taken care. Second thing is, some of the crops they have encouraged now. 3 C's they say: cotton, cashew and cocoa. So cotton, cashew and cocoa, for example cashew, we are importing raw cashew nuts from abroad. So that is, they want to stop it by 2030. We want to become self-sufficient in all these crops. That is one thing. Then cultivation of commercial crops like sandalwood. Sandalwood also will be encouraged. Then in northeast, so for example now we are importing walnuts, almonds and pista from this thing, US. For self-sufficient there also a scheme has been introduced now to encourage the production. So that is one. Then animal husbandry, fisheries for example. Fisheries, the highest allocation is made, 2,800 crores this time. Inland fisheries, around 500 reservoirs have been identified. Already 68,000 sarovars have been utilized for inland fisheries. Now they are going to add more, 500 more are added. And all these are they are supporting not individuals here. This is for SHGs, FPOs and startups. So that is one thing. Then National Fiber Scheme, that is for growing of more silk, wool and jute. They are all and the new age fibers. They are to replace the synthetic fibers. They are the plant materials are used for creating that fiber. So there the focus is that. Then growing of medicinal plants. Ayush certification is being permitted now. 3 Ayush colleges, research centers
like AIMS.
Like AIMS. Ayush AIMS, that is being set up 3 places. I think because of the efforts of Baba Ramdev ji, this has been taken place. A research center for Ayurveda and certification also. Earlier when we were exporting Ayush products, the problem was with the certification and the testing thing. So now the center will take care of that. So in that way agriculture also will be, all these medicinal plants also will be promoted.
Okay, then these farmers also can grow medicinal plants. Okay. Now we have one caller. ಹಲೋ.
ಹಲೋ, ಸೂರ್ಯಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಬಂಟ್ವಾಳ.
ಹೇಳಿ, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಯುವರ್
ಉತ್ತಮ
ಕ್ವಶನ್.
ದೂರದೃಷ್ಟಿ ಉಳ್ಳಂತ ಬಜೆಟ್. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಾವು ಸಾಯಬಾರ್ದು ಕೋಲು ಮುರಿಬಾರ್ದು ಅನ್ನೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಯೋಚನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ಫ್ರಾಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೋಡ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ರಾಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿ 12.2 ಲಕ್ಷ ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಆದ್ಯತೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ಬಾರಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ವಿಚಾರ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಕೈಗಾರಿಕೆಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದಂತಹ ಕಚ್ಚಾ ವಸ್ತುಗಳಾಗ್ಲಿ, ರೈತರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದಂತಹ ಗ್ರಾಮೀಣ ಪ್ರದೇಶದಿಂದ ಈಗ ನಗರ ಪ್ರದೇಶಗಳಿಗೆ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುವಂತ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ, ವಿಶೇಷ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿರುವುದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ಫ್ರಾಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿ ಬಾರಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ದಿವ್ಯಾಂಗರಿಗಾಗಿ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ದಿವ್ಯಾಂಗನ ಯೋಜನೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾರಲ್ಲ,
ಹೌದು,
ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಸಿಟಿಸನ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬಾರಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಈಗ 7 ಅಪರೂಪದ ಕಾಯಿಲೆಗಳ ಔಷಧಿಗಳ ಬೆಲೆ ಇಳಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಅದೊಂದು ಬಾರಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ವಿಚಾರ. ಮತ್ತೆ 12 ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಔಷಧಿಗಳ ತೆರಿಗೆ ವಿನಾಯಿತಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ಮತ್ತೆ EV ಬ್ಯಾಟರಿ ಸುಂಕ ಇಳಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಿರುವುದು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮುಂದಿನ ಭವಿಷ್ಯದ ಒಂದು ರೂಪಿಸೋಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನು ವಿದೇಶಿ ಡಾಟಾ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಷನ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ತೆರಿಗೆ ವಿನಾಯಿತಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ವಿದೇಶಿ ಹೂಡಿಕೆ ಉತ್ತೇಜನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಉದ್ಯೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಗೂ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗುವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ಈಗ 2047 ಒಳಗಾಗಿ ವೇಗವಾಗಿ ಹೂಡಿಕೆ ಹೂಡುವಂತ ವಿದೇಶಿ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಹಾಲಿಡೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟದ್ದು ಬಾರಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆದಾಯಿತು. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ದಿನಸಿ ಅಂಗಡಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರಿಗಾಗಿ ವಿಶೇಷ ಸಹಾಯಧನ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಿ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ನೋಡಿ ಯೋಜನೆ, ಅದೊಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು. ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗಾಗಿ ಪ್ರತಿ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಗರ್ಲ್ಸ್ ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ಅದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಕೆಲಸನೇ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಮತ್ತೆ ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸಕ್ಕಾಗಿ TCS 5% ಇಂದ 2% ಇಳಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನೋಡಿ, ವಿದೇಶಿ ಪ್ರವಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುವವರು, ವಿದೇಶಿಗೆ ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುವವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ 2% ಕಡಿತ ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಉತ್ತೇಜನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಆಯ್ತು. ಇನ್ನು ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು ಸಿಬಿಲ್ ತೆಗೆಯುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಮತ್ತೆ GST ವ್ಯಾಪ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಈ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಔಷಧ ಬಿಲ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸದ ಬಿಲ್ ಅನ್ನು GST ಇಂದ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊರಗಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಂತ ನನ್ನೊಂದು ವಿಚಾರ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಸರ್.
ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತಮವಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಬಜೆಟನ್ನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಆ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ನಾವು ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಸರ್, ನಾವು ದಿಸ್ ರಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್, ದೇ ಸೇ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುವ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಬಜೆಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯೂತ್. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬಜೆಟ್? ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಥ್ರೋ ಲೈಟ್?
See, apart from all the existing schemes being continued and some of the existing schemes being relaunched as scheme number 2, like semiconductor 2 and PLI 2, and further incentivizing the growth of the specified sectors where employment can be generated. So that is one part of it. The second part of it is specific emphasis which was laid down over the last few years on education skill development. So that's being continued, and more allocation is happening budget after budget. If you just look at the skill development allocation this year, 17% increase is there. Earlier, skill development was not only in the it was not at all in the focus, but now year after year higher and higher allocation is happening. So that will benefit the youth, because we all understand that our colleges are turning out graduates, but they are not employable graduates because skill sets are missing. So just by getting a degree you are not employable, you need to have skill sets. So that is the more and more emphasis on budget after budget. So this budget also takes it forward. Then the third aspect is, in this global scenario where protectionism is increasing, every country is getting into the mode of protection of their own economy. FTAs will be the only way where India will be able to secure our growth, enhance our manufacturing sector and create more jobs. If you look at even the indirect taxes policies, reduction in GST, reduction in specific customs duties relating to manufacturing sectors, all is taking us towards this goal. Because anyway, once FTAs are signed, most of the imports will be at either 0% customs duty or up to 10% customs duty. So we are already preparing ourselves to get into that free trade agreement 0 to 10% customs duty. So there is a huge slash of customs duty. If you look at the customs duty collection figure, in 2000 the customs duty collection was 2.5% of our GDP. 10 years later it became 1.5% of our GDP. In 2014 it was 1.5% of our GDP, and in 2025 it is 0.7% of our GDP. Post FTAs, customs collection will come to only 0.5% of our GDP. So more and more reliance is happening now on free trade, free manufacturing. More and more FDI is coming in. Now if you look at even the taxation reforms, the most of the reforms Guru Raj has already explained, but only on this aspect of FDI and manufacturing there are a couple of reforms which I will take you through. The first reform is in the data center. So the cloud global services, we do not have a single setup within India, and we want to promote that, because data center will work only if cloud global services come into India.
20 years tax holiday.
Up to 2047 tax holiday has been given.
That is what.
Okay, that is one. Second thing is our international financial services
But
centers.
they have to pay MAT, no?
MAT will be applicable. MAT will be definitely applicable. But then the tax rate comes down to 15%. Even in the international financial.
But why they have not discontinued that? New manufacturing companies at lesser tax of 15%? They have discontinued that. If they are making global manufacturing hub, they should have continued that.
Yeah, these are some policy issues which we will discuss a little later. Now, international financial sector like GIFT City, there also earlier 10 years tax was exempted out of a block of 25 years. Now that's been increased to 20 years. So because of the MAT, it will be not a 0% tax, but it will be 15% tax under the new regime, because MAT will have to be paid. So all these schemes which are there, then even this for IT companies, knowledge KPOs and other companies, transfer pricing margin dispute was a major taxation dispute. Now there also it has been rationalized. For companies up to 2000 crores, earlier this limit was 300 crores. Now there will be a fixed rate of tax at 15%. So a lot of small IT companies, startup companies, they will avoid all this transfer price margin disputes with the IT department, pay straight away 15%, 15.5% tax, and be done with. So a lot of rationalization is happening for FDIs to come in, the new technology like AI learning, machine learning to come in, data centers to come in. And if you have noticed, in the last 2-3 years we have got a lot of GCCs coming into India. Now GCCs will be able to scale up to the global size only if you have data center, and data center will come in only if you have global cloud services allowed to come into the country. So these are all being addressed in the budget, which a common man perhaps may not understand that where it will end up and benefit him. But this will all create future jobs, and the threat which AI is imposing for jobs being cut, that the policy of the government will protect that. So these are all the things which are there in the budget.
So in the education sector, some 2-3 reforms are there.
One caller is there, we will attend. Hello.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ. ಸೂರ್ಯ ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಮಾತಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದು. ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ 10,000 ಕೋಟಿ ಫಾರ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಮೀಸಲಿಟ್ಟಿದಾರಲ್ಲ, ತಾವುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ MP MLA ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿ, ನೀವು ಕೂಡ ಸೇರಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಈ ಬಯೋಫಾರ್ಮ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯನ್ನು ಮಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ತರುವಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ನನ್ನೊಂದು ಕೋರಿಕೆ ಸರ್.
ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್, ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್. ಮಾಡುವ, ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡುವ. ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸಜೆಷನ್. ಬಯೋಫಾರ್ಮಾ that 10,000 crores have been earmarked. Why it cannot be brought to Mangalore? Very nice suggestion. Nimmadu education.
Education. The Atal Tinker Labs, there is a major shift now. So far there are only 10,000 labs in our nation. Now they are going to enhance it to extra 50,000 labs. Almost in all government, major government schools. Then even in Ekalavya schools also. Even in backward areas also they want to bring this thing. So that gives a push for skilling. Second thing is orange economy. There is a new concept called orange economy. That is AVGC. This A is animation, virtual reality, gaming, and comics.
What is that orange economy?
So this collectively it is told because orange represents creativity and ideas. They say.
Okay.
That color. So that is why it is called as orange economy. So it's a huge.
It has nothing to do with the orange man sitting in USA.
So that has a potential of nearly 2.5 lakh crores in India. Almost all the entertainment sector, media sector, VFX, the latest craze is VFX, they say. So that can be learned by students. So that will be taught in 15,000 schools and around 500 colleges all over India. So that is an additional employment generation area. And they want to create 2 million professionals by 2030.
Okay, Nama Sri Guru Raja Acharya. Now a lot of rationalization in TCS, TDS and LRS that was left out. Can you just brief about it?
Before going to that, I was just thinking about orange, what he was talking about. I think the new economy is eating more of apples and oranges. You know, apple, phone and orange economy. Having said that, yes, there are a lot of liberalization in TCS and TDS. Well, one should understand what is TCS. ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ 10 ಲಕ್ಷದ ಕಾರ್ ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ I have to pay to the dealer the TCS which is 1%.
Correct.
So 10 lakhs ಗೆ 1% ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 10,000 rupees ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So I have to pay 10 lakh and 10,000 rupees to the car dealer and he will give me a 10 lakhs car and deposit this 10,000 rupees in my PAN number. Tomorrow the income tax department gets to know that I have purchased a car because of which I should have had that much income. And if in case I have undeclared income, they can tax me. Or if it is a declared income, they will give me credit to that extent. It is like my advance tax or TDS or TCS is all credited to my account.
Correct.
So now liberalized remittance scheme nalli, anybody can transfer money out of India up to $2.5 lakh in a year. So what they did over a period of time, whether they are sending this money out of accounted income or unaccounted income anta tililike TCS na on LRS they introduced. So until 31/3/25, if you are sending any money outside India for any education out of a loan, there is no TCS.
Now this year.
No, last year also and this year also. Now also you don't have to pay if you can prove to the department that it is out of the loan that I am sending money to my children education. Ivaglu illa mundenu illa. However, if I am sending any money out of my own proceeds without loan or for medical treatment, istuvarige more than 10 lakhs ಗೆ 5% TCS ittu. That means if I am sending 1 lakh rupees, I should have given to the bank 1,05,000 rupees and 5,000 rupees they will deposit into my account. Provided it is more than 10 lakhs, 5%. ಈಗ ಅದನ್ನ more than 10 lakhs, 2% ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. That means if I am spending more than 10 lakh rupees in a year, either for education without a loan or for medical treatment, then the TCS that has to be collected by the bank, because this is to be routed through the bank, authorized dealer, so he has to collect 2%. Now, if it is for any other purpose, LRS for purchase of property, purchase of shares, or for any other purpose other than education or medical, earlier, for more than 10 lakhs, it used to be 20%. TCS was 20%. That will continue at 20% only. Because the government feels that, you know, that is a high stake of other than education and medical. ದುಡ್ಡು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗೋದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ ಅದರಿಂದ 20% ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಿ. You prove that it is out of taxable amount, you can get the credit.
Now when sale of the property, Form 13 is applied, no? Whether there is no scheme for this LRS to apply at lower rate?
The answer is no. The answer is no, because they want that lower tax deduction ಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. The next question that came out, I think somebody mentioned for tour and travel. Okay, earlier we had 2 slabs, 5% for less than 10 lakhs. That means even if I am going to Bhutan or Sri Lanka and I am buying a tune package which may cost me only 50,000 rupees, I should have paid 5% on that. 50,000 rupees on package, 2,500 rupees LRS ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು the travel agent used to collect 5% extra and pay if it is less than 10 lakhs. If it is more than 10 lakhs, currently 20% used to be the TCS. ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ತೆಗೆದುಬಿಟ್ಟು they just made it 2%. Even if it is Sri Lanka or America, the travel or tour programming, if you are spending anything abroad, the tour agent should collect 2% instead of 5% or 20%. And there are other schemes where 1%, 5% like those scrap, alcohol, tend to leaves and some I don't know trading. 1% is 2% money. So in short, TCS is 2% for all cases except for two. If you are buying a motor vehicle, it will be 1% TCS. And if you are sending money LRS outside India, other than medical and education, it will be 20%.
Okay.
So that is the rationalization which has happened.
Okay. You have also rationalized while summing up of this.
Yes. Then only one more point I want to say with respect to TDS. TDS nalli, historically, if I am buying a property from a non-resident, Mangalore nalli sumaranta cases irbodu, seller is actually becoming a non-resident and I am buying a property from him.
10 number is to be.
I have to pay, do TDS. Please understand, if I am buying it from a resident, the TDS is 1%. But if I am buying from a non-resident, it is the actual tax rate, which will be 12.5% plus surcharge plus cess 15% if it is long term. Otherwise, it is 20% plus surcharge. The TDS is 15%, 12.5% if it is long term, or 20% if it is short term. One the problem is Prati Sartinu, I should have obtained a TAN number, tax deduction account number. ಅದರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಡಿಲೇ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Now for ease of living, they said I can credit it directly into the PAN of the NRI.
Now also transaction delay is happening because of Form 13 issuance will take lot of time.
ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, lower tax deduction for small taxpayers. Henceforth, from 1/4/2020, I think they have given some cutoff. There will be some system-related changes which they have to do, because of which the officer will not intervene. It will be a rule-based. That means system-nally, if I am able to prove this is my income and this is my tax that I have paid, and I don't have to actually pay TDS and block my amount, the system itself will give me a lower tax deduction certificate.
Okay.
So to address this small taxpayers, we have yet to see the scheme because they have not defined what is the small taxpayer and things like that. The scheme agi barutte. Adu bandaga namagu gottilla.
Okay.
Another interesting thing about 15G, 15H, now ಪ್ರತಿ ಸರ್ತಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. 15G is for junior citizens, 15H is for ವಯಸ್ಸಾದ citizens.
Correct.
ಅವರಿಗೆ whatever 15G with respect to, let us say, for insurance or for units, ಇದರಿಂದ ಏನಾದರೂ ಬರೋದು ದುಡ್ಡು, instead of giving 15G, 15H for different insurance or different mutual fund units, they can give it only to their depositories. If everything is in demat account, I can give it to the depository. He will in turn give it to the various authorities instead of me going to. So single window, and really one liberalization.
Okay.
So these are the changes in TDS and TCS.
Okay, very nice. You have explained all the TCS, TDS things in one single window itself. Thank you. Now we have one caller. Hello.
Sir, Professor Devdas Rai speaking.
Dr. Devdas Rai, namaskara.
My question is this. Last time also asked, regarding health, what are the new changes, sir? Regarding the health sector, what are the various, new reforms or which will help the health sector? Can you please elaborate?
There are lot of things in healthcare sector. Our Rajesh Rao will say.
The first one is the Bioshakti mission, Biopharma. It is a 10,000 crore project.
Bioshakti.
That is to manufacture medicines using microorganisms. You should know what it is first of all.
For critical illness.
No, the source of that drug, the drug is microorganisms instead of chemical drugs. From human or animal cells, bacteria, fungi, which gives good results without side effects. That is the beauty of this what is it called? biopharma.
Okay.
So this is being promoted to treat mainly 3 diseases, that is cancer, diabetes and autoimmune diseases. So the chemical formulations will not work on these 3 diseases. So that is the main thing. Then you can create vaccines also, vaccines, antibody therapies, insulin, gene and cell therapies through this technology. So this is a major thing. 3 institutes are being opened, 3 national institutes for pharma, education and research. So that is one thing. Second thing is customs duty on 17 cancer and diabetes drugs are totally exempted. Additional 7 more drugs are also exempted. So as told by Mehta sir, as we go on, I think customs duty, the chapter has to be closed ultimately another 2 years, 2-3 years.
But then it is our customary to levy customs.
Then 10,000 new medical seats for Dr. Sir. 10,000 new medical seats. 1.5 lakhs caregivers, it's a new concept. To treat old age people.
1,50,000.
1,50,000
How many
caregivers.
within 5 years, sir?
5 years, yes, 5 years. They are trained in yoga, everything, it's a compact. Yoga,
Healthcare workers.
Healthcare workers. Operating medical devices, they are lab technicians, therapists, they
For
are.
that they give training.
They give training. Then one more thing is 1 lakh new allied health professionals, that's a new category. There it's a bit higher level. There they are given training on radiology, anesthesia, physiotherapy, operation theatre function working and psychology, mental health. So these 2 types of new professions will enter the health sector in future. So for that there is
Niman's too
will be opened in North India, one in South and one in North. Then digital recording of medical records, that is going to be given more attention. Emergency and trauma care centers in all district hospitals.
Oh, very nice.
And if already if something is there, then a 50% extra they are going to enhance it. Then mental care clinics in 200 district hospitals. Then one more, the impetus is given to Ayurveda this time. Because of the COVID experience, Ayurveda has become more popular, even worldwide as it has got export value also, brand value also. So one world-class global traditional Ayush hospital is going to come up in Gujarat. And 3 All India Institute of Ayurveda in research, upgrading of existing Ayurveda pharmacies, exports of Ayurveda medicines. These are the things in the, then one more thing, what accident, this is the latest one under the PM Rahat scheme. Ramrao was told, no? One of the 4 things are, this is the announcement by PM yesterday in the Kartavya Bhavan. Accident victims receive cashless treatment up to 1.5 lakhs. Accident victims. So this is under the health sector.
Very nice. Nicely it is explained. You are a brand ambassador of our health sector now. So much details are there. That's why our CADB Mehta pointed out
one more thing, one interesting I will add to it. What Karnataka has gained from this budget, I got a list here.
Okay.
750 e-buses. E-bus, electric buses. So actually in the budget it is mentioned as 4,000 buses. All India, the plan is to add 38,000 e-buses all over India to all states. So Karnataka is receiving its share 750 buses.
Okay.
Then Hassan Mangalore doubling. Vaishnav has announced yesterday, just yesterday.
Hassan Mangalore.
Hassan Mangalore doubling. Shornur Mangalore doubling. No, Shornur Mangalore new line.
Then Konkan Railway doubling.
Konkan Railway. Ballari Chikkajur doubling. Hubli Ankola new line. Shivamogga Sringeri Mangalore doubling. And Vande Bharat. These are the new things, new announcement just yesterday by Railway Minister for Karnataka. Then all other some city economic regions, there the Karnataka government, tier 2 and tier 3 cities, they can avail this. It's a 5,000 crore project for 5 years. That is only in 11 selected places, 11 cities, not all over India.
Okay. In real estate sector, what are the boost?
Real estate sector in the GST 2, the major commodity cement, GST
Cement.
was brought down from 28% to 18%, and some other building materials rationalization also happened, where some of them came from 18 to 5%. So the cost of construction has slightly come down.
Sanitary ware,
because of
tap,
the rationalization. One demand from the real estate sector was to increase the threshold limit set for affordable housing, which was set at 45 lakhs in 2017. Now we all know that in the last 9 years, real estate has become more than double, but the limit of 45 lakhs still continues. And today, even in a tier 3 city, to get a house for below 45 lakhs is very difficult.
That 45 lakhs GST is 1%.
GST is 1%. So there was a demand.
Any other benefit for that?
No, no other benefit, only 1%. So
That affordabilizing earlier it was there.
no, that incentive scheme on subsidy on interest that's been taken off maybe 4 years back. So the request from the real estate segment was for tier 3 city increase from 45 lakhs to 60 lakhs, and tier 2 increase it to 75 lakhs, and tier 1 increase it to 90 lakhs. So that all 3 tier cities,
because it is affordable.
it becomes affordable, and 4% GST benefit is availed by the working class people. But that was not been accepted.
This 45 lakhs was fixed when?
2017.
Okay. That means almost
9 years.
Yeah.
It continues, and if you take the budget period till March 27, it is almost 10 years.
Correct.
Yeah, so that's still very low.
Inflation has not been factored into.
So that particular benefit is now more on paper rather than in practice now.
Okay. But 45 lakhs, lot of houses are available, a single bedroom and all in small cities.
In apartments is very difficult, whereas in small 20 by 30 site, one can make 45 lakhs. So, but the benefit has come down drastically, the number of people getting it.
Okay. Now, CA Gururaj Acharya, in filing, any relaxations are there, or in capital gains, you have already explained about buyback. Other than that, anything is there in the tax this reforms?
Yeah, let me tell you that the due date for filing income tax earlier was 31st July and October, November. So now we had for salaried people and for non-audit cases by 31st of July. Now for business people who do not subject their books of accounts to audit, they have brought in another due date of 31st August. So that is the
Even
first
trust also, even trust also now 31st August.
So 31st July is for those who are filing under ITR 1 and 2, so mostly salaried cases. And then we will have audit cases for whom 31st October will be the due date. For all other cases where they are not subject to audit, it will be 31st of August. So they have got in one more layer. Then they also said that you can revise your return, because the last date for filing the income tax return is 31st of December. That is the last date. Let us say for 31/3/26. The last day for you, due date is July, we mentioned August, October. However, if you have not filed your income tax return, the last day beyond the due date is called belated return.
Correct.
So a belated return can be filed at most by 31st of December 2026.
Earlier it was March only, they only reduced.
They reduced it to 31st of December.
But
Now,
this year, what is the position this year?
The position is, if you have filed and you want to revise it, up to last year, it was up to 31st December only. Now they have extended it to 31st of March 2027 I'm saying for current year. Please note, it is not an extension of the belated return. Belated return has to be filed by 31st December only. Only if you have filed and you want to make some corrections, you can file it by 31st of March of the subsequent year. Beyond that, if you have not filed at all, then belated return cannot be filed after 1st of January.
Then
you can file an updated return. An updated return comes at a cost. It will be 25%, 50%, 60% or 70% depending on first year, second year, third year, fourth year delay. Okay, so that is another change which has happened. please, people think that it is a belated return which got extended. It's actually only the revised return which got extended. Then updated income tax return, just now what we mentioned earlier. Once a reassessment notice has come to you, you could not have filed an ITR updated return. So now you can file an ITR updated return also. So that is in short but the most important change which has happened is in penalty and prosecution. Lot of prosecutions have been decriminalized. And whatever has been, for example, I would like to say the biggest thing, if people don't pay the TDS on time, having collected it, if they don't pay on time, straight away the provision was imprisonment.
Above 5 lakhs, no?
Earlier it was beyond a particular figure. I have that figure, I'll tell you. But then now that instead of earlier it was rigorous imprisonment, failure to deposit tax. Right now, it is rigorous imprisonment of 3 to 7 years and fine. People having collected money from the government in the name of government, they have unjustly enriched themselves if they did not pay. There is no ceiling. What has now happened is less than 10 lakh rupees will be fine. Fine matlab you have to pay a fine. It is not fine. It is not fine in that sense. You will have to pay a fine. 10 lakhs to 50 lakhs, there will be a simple imprisonment and fine. Simple imprisonment of up to 6 months and fine. More than 50 lakhs, it will be a simple imprisonment of 2 years plus fine. Now one may say, why is it imprisonment? Please understand, if I deduct and don't pay, you have claimed that much as a credit in your income tax return. You will not get that credit. So therefore, and lot of like we are seeing so many cases where there are demands. Although I have the TDS credit in my account, other person has not paid. So therefore, this provision was tough. But what they have now done is rigorous imprisonment has been made simple imprisonment, and reduction of imprisonment to fines. In so many cases, they have reduced the penalty to fines.
Even otherwise, that imprisonments by compounding they can avoid, no?
By compounding they can avoid, but there are a lot of process. Let me tell you one thing that actually which is not good. For example, if there is a delay in filing of tax audit report or the trust audit report, earlier it was a penalty. Now they have made an automatic fee, which is actually dangerous. In the sense, earlier only after show cause notice was issued, I could have explained the reason why there was a delay. Now there is no possibility of giving a show cause notice. Straight away, if I have to file that, I have to pay the fee, and then only I have to file the belated
no reasonable cost.
So this will be an additional cost.
Okay. Now I think in one way it is rationalized, in another way it is very stringent. Both the ways we can weigh these reforms. Now it is time to wind up. Before that, let us hear some sum up from CIDB Mehta. What is your opinion and what is your sum up to message regarding this budget to our people?
See, one more issue before I give my opinion. In the baggage rules, a lot of rationalization has happened. Now earlier 25,000 was the free limit for temporary travelers like tourist and business travelers. Now it's been increased to 75,000. For gold also rationalization has been brought in. Earlier it was 2 lakhs. Now it's been converted from money value to grams. For women it is 40 grams. 40 grams values as of today it is 6 lakhs, and for men it is 20 grams. So irrespective of value fluctuating, grams remain the standard. Even for transfer of residence scheme, the limits have been enhanced tremendously. If you are living abroad for 3 years, now you are able to bring in goods up to 7.5 lakhs without customs duty. So a lot of rationalization has happened in the baggage rules.
Okay. Even cooperative sector also a lot of measures they have done. Many more things we have not covered. We will have an extended episode.
So basically, if you look at this budget, a lot of rationalization has happened. Like Guru Raj said, that this budget has made ease of living as a priority. Wherever there were these bottlenecks, they have been eased out, and rationalization has happened. And this budget is a growth-oriented budget. It will keep our country's GDP in 7% plus thereabout, and it's a employment creation budget. A lot of policies, including taxation policies, are geared for generating employment. A lot of indirect taxation policies are getting our country ready for FTA agreements and the implementation of FTA agreements, and it's a progressive budget.
Okay. What is your final?
One scheme about the very important municipal corporations to raise funds,
correct.
1,000 crore bonds and above. One time 100 crore incentive is being given.
Correct.
Already 4,000 crore bonds have been raised in by 18 municipal corporations all over India at 7 to 10% interest rate. This is one information. Regarding this budget, I think the people of this country should be ready to get accustomed to such budgets even in future. All benefits given to common person or middle class or other things, all have been exhausted now. Now we have to think about the future of this nation, integrating Indian economy with the global economy. Earlier we were not aware of all these things. All these new policies are only because of our interconnection between India and globe. So this we have to get used to it, and government is doing all things which are good for the citizens in all areas, in all classes of society.
Very nice. CA.K. Gururaj Acharya, your sum up and message to the viewers.
I think we are living in a VUCA time. VUCA, V-U-C-A. That is vulnerability, uncertainty, complexity and ambiguity. Antha VUCA times nalli, Nirmala Madam and Narendra Modi ji has come out with a very certain budget. So I would commend this and recommend and say that it's a good budget. Having said that, there is a new Income Tax Act 2025, which I would call it as the 50% Act. In 50% Act ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 1961 ನಲ್ಲಿ 5.5 ಲಕ್ಷ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ 2025 Act ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2,16,000 words ಇದೆ. That means it has reduced the reading time for the chartered accountants, but the new Act ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ₹1 ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಯ್ತು, ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ಟೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕು. But lot of changes can come through rules. That means the ministry has been given lot of powers. We have seen the draft rules have come. Other ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು separate session ಮಾಡೋಣ.
Okay.
But the budget is in focus of ease of living. But today, being Shivaratri, I will talk about a mantra.
Please.
Trayambakam jamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam. ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಶಿವ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಯಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಮಾಡಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಪುಷ್ಟಿಕರನ್ನು ವೃದ್ಧಿ ಮಾಡಲಿ. ತ್ರಯಂಬಕಂ ಯಜಾಮಹೇ ಸುಗಂಧೀಂ ಪುಷ್ಟಿವರ್ಧನಂ ಪೂರ್ವಾರಕಮಿವ ಬಂಧನ ಮೃತ್ಯುರ್ ಮುಕ್ಷೀಯ ಮಾಮೃತ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಕುಂಬಳಕಾಯಿ ತನ್ನ ಬಳ್ಳಿಯಿಂದ ಬಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ನಿರಾಳವಾಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಈ ಮಂತ್ರ ನಾನು ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ನನಗೇನ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ನಾಯಕರೇ, ಬಡ್ಜೆಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಅಪ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್. This mantra shows about ease of dying.
Okay.
So let's pray God that when we live easily, and we die, we have to die easily. Thank you so much.
Anayasena maranam vinadainyena jivanam. Correct now? Okay. Very nicely it is said. We are very proud that all our expert trios have deliberated on the budget. We have not, we have covered lot of things, but yet to cover lot of things. I would like to, before conclusion, I would like to say that in the true spirit, this budget has also covered Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That is, entire universe is our family. Ayam nijaha parovepti ganana laguchetasam udaracharithanantu Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So that is the concept, that is neighborhood first policy. In this neighborhood first policy, supporting to neighborhoods, that is 5,685 crores have been earmarked by way of support to neighborhood countries. That is Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas budget. Bangladesh, it is reduced from 120 to 60 crores. They have to make their efforts more. Relationship, then it may increase. Nepal 700 to 800 crores increase. Sri Lanka 300 to 400 crores increase. Maldives 550 crores. Bhutan is the giant share, nearly 50%, nearly 40%, that is 2,288 crores. Then total Ministry of External Affairs 22,118 crores has been earmarked. Even this for Myanmar, Mongolia, African countries, Mauritius, Afghan, all these countries also we have kept some money as a support to those countries also. It is a true spirit of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. In short, we can say it is a reform express budget, ease of living budget, Viksit Bharat roadmap budget, growth oriented budget, long term gain without short term pain budget, tax reform budget, record breaking capex budget, employment generation budget, fiscal discipline budget, that is fiscal discipline. Fiscal deficit earlier was planned to 4.5%, it was reduced to 4.4% in the current year. Next year it will be reduced to 4.3%. Okay, then economy booster budget, ease of doing business budget, inclusive growth budget, Yuva Shakti driven budget, long term policies initiation budget, urban areas priority budget, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam budget, directional budget, and path breaking budget. These are all the adjectives I can give this for budget. So, Nuru Kannu Salalu na ninna nodalu. There are hundreds of ways we can explain this budget. So much depth is there in this budget. Please don't tell that nothing is there in the budget. Everything is there in this budget. For poor, it's super. For middle class, it's bumper. For farmers, it made richer. For MSMEs, it's winner. For Indian economy, it's a booster. Union budget 2026 is a really game changer. So, with this concluding remarks, I would like to thank all our budget experts or economic experts for spending your valuable 2 hours time in decoding Union Budget 2026. Thank you very much and wish you all happy Mahashivaratri. Also may Lord Shiva bless you with many more laurels, happiness, prosperity, healthy, wealthy, peaceful life. And all our viewers, are your confusions, budget confusions, panic? We have a lot of solutions by our experts. Sarve Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu, Samasti Sanmangalani Bhavantu. And this episode will be retelecasted on Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. in Nammakudla 24/7. You can watch, and all the episodes are available in YouTube also. Sarve Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu, Samasta Sanmangalani Bhavantu. I wish all the viewers happy Mahashivaratri again. I am CA S. Nayak signing off.